Okay, today's day 7, and this is my last load, and I get to haul it all the way to Kelowna from Alberta, and it is, of course, the ugliest road I've been on all week. So I thought I might as well film it so you guys can see what real loggers go through on a normal basis. This is going to be normal logging behavior, and it's ugly out. So let's have a look. So we got a big load on, and I gotta run both sets of chains just to get out of here. So we got 4 chains on. I have no idea where we are, but let's get out of here and go home. So I got them all locked in, and I am not the greatest truck driver in the world. I'm not proclaiming to be, but I enjoy doing these videos because I have a lot of friends that are getting into trucking. It seems I've got a few of them excited, so they went and got their licenses. And I just want to give you guys any tips that can make your life better. Now, when you're doing this kind of off-roading, what I like to do is, if I got to have all of these axles locked in, I got 3 axles driving me, and you got 1 axle steering you. So you got 3 axles pushing you forward, which means your steering is not going to work near as well, especially when you have the chains on. So if you leave the engine brake on and you need to make a corner, you can just let on and off the throttle, and the engine brake will drop the front end and drag it over for you. And momentum is your friend. We are digging. This has been the worst one out of any of my trips this week, and this is just normal. If you're running tanker in the oil field like Fox Creek, for example, this is all just normal stuff. And loggers, this is their life. I don't want to go too fast and lose my steering, because the momentum will push me right off the side of the road. You got to find that happy medium where it's just fast enough to get you going up the hill without problems, but not so fast that I lose my steering. And at the top of the road, the last truck, he had troubles. Got to make a right turn onto a main road, and it's real nasty and icy. I don't know if the video shows, but this is all uphill. It would have been fun putting that fence line in beside me. I was thinking maybe I should do a video on how to throw the chains and what I was taught, because when I'm running these highways, there's a lot of highway drivers that don't actually know how to put their chains on. I have friends that don't. They don't teach you that at school. So maybe when I get back to the shop, I'll do a video, oh God, on how to put chains on. Holy, we're digging and spinning. Of course, I'm fully loaded too. Oh, that was a close call. This might be questionable, this turn. And this is where you gotta monitor your stress level and your cortisol. See, I gotta hop the throttle there so I can keep my steering. Coming up right at this gate. We got to make a hard right onto a road, and I can't stop.
Yeah, right, the team off to the moment.
I am digging and spinning. Holy.
Where to go?
See, you cannot cut that turn because your trailer will get sucked into the ditch, and then you're toast. Now, I could take the chains off at this point because the rest of the road is just up and down hills, but some of them I have to get a run at.
They got a fire truck and 2 cops behind the wreckage in that one.
No, they're announcing wrecks on the radio, fire trucks and stuff, but I was saying that I could go no chains right now and get runs at these hills, but if anybody's coming at me, we're going to have problems because there's no radio channels for these roads and one lane. I can't pull over for them or I'm not getting out. And I'm so far into the bush that there's no walking out. There's nobody around that can pull this thing out. So you guys got to take your time in this scenario. You got to evaluate what's worth it and what's not. So we're just going to leave the chains on all the way to the highway. And I'm not going to film it all the way to the highway because the rest is kind of boring. It's just like this. Now, the rule of thumb is when you're putting chains on, if you're thinking, I'm not sure if I should or not, then you should put them on. And, sorry, that's the fan. In this case, the other driver went out before me, and he went a couple hours before me with one set, and he almost didn't make it. And it had been snowing ever since then. So, to me, it's not worth finding out. Might as well throw the second set on. And here's where the fun gets exciting. If you start downshifting in these situations, you could spin out on the hill, but because I actually have 4 sets of chains on, I'm not worried. There's been times where that last little hill, I've had to hit them just grabbing gears so I can make it up the top because the hills are so big in Fox Creek, and you're doing like between 80 and 110 down a hill like that on a logging road trying to get up the other side because it's muddy or icy or whatever. That takes a lot of practice, a lot of experience, and I don't have that in me to want to drive like that anymore. See, right now it's just flat and the camera can see those tracks better than I can because it's just a white, everything's just white and bright. So it's really easy to go off course. And if you've done your driving course, you're going to learn about inertia. You know, that force that wants you to keep moving forward, whether you're on track or not. If you decide I'm making a left or a right, or you know, your tire catches the edge, this thing's going forward no matter which way you want. So now that we're at the highway, we got to take the chains off, but we got some other stuff we got to do before we're allowed to go on the highway. So now that we have our chains put away, next thing you got to do is all of that stuff is a fine. Unsecured loads, not seeing your taillights, everything you do, the license plate, is a potential fine in these things. And when you're a commercial driver, even speeding in your normal vehicle, you can get double the fine. Normally you get a whole big buildup on your mud flaps, and that's an unsecured load. That would be a fine, that would be a fine. Any lights that you can't see are fines. License plate's a fine. Before you know it, you've racked up thousands of dollars in fines. And and we're not even on the highway yet. Now here's the really crappy thing. I just noticed that the highway's not plowed, and when I make a right turn there, it's a nasty uphill. So I may have just taken all the chains off and have to put them back on. So let me just finish cleaning the truck off and we'll go for it. I think we'll be okay. Underneath, right where the tire tracks are, that's solid ice. We got a big load on, so I have decent traction, sorry. I'm tongue-tied. And I got a tri-drive, so I got 6 dualies digging. I think we'll be alright. But there's a couple of tips for you guys. Just wanted to show you what it's like dealing with this kind of stuff. It's been a while since I've had to do it. I can't even remember how many years now. I don't even remember this past week. That's what happens when you're sleeping in the truck. You kind of forget the day before. They'll just blend in. But I don't know what's next. I'll see what I come up with. See, right now, that's solid ice. And I'm better off having a couple of tires just offset instead of slipping on the ice so I can get traction. A lot of times they have that little line down the side, you know, the grooves to wake you up if you fall asleep. Those will give you traction too. Well, I guess we can't cut the video short yet. Looks like we got some action. We might as well show you the example of inertia. We have a semi in the middle between highways, and it's made traffic going 5. Oh, we got a couple of semis in the middle of the highway. I can't seem to help myself. I think I gotta do it. I've never done it before. Wow. Hey, buddy! You can't park there! Oh, it's a big cattle hauler on a car. Yeah, there you go. That's inertia for you. That's one. I missed the last one. There was a car hauler full of cars too. And it was in the middle of the highway, and the front end of it was totaled, so there's another one they've already removed. And this is just the start of the way home on the highway. It's going to get worse from here. So, I might as well hang in there. We're going to see more. Looks like we have more action. This is what happens when you don't chain up.
Westbound ahead of you there, about 5 or 6 kilometers outside the casino there.
Spun out. Spun out. And everybody's waiting now. As far as the eye can see. Gonna be an exciting night. So this is why stores don't have any products these days, I guess. It is unbelievable how many truckers and trucks exist to bring supplies that we live on every day. And when you have an incident on the highway, you get to realize it's insane how many trucks it takes to keep humans going every day. I bet this is going to go on for quite a while, this lineup. Yup. Now the fog and the snowstorm has rolled in, and the only way you can see is if you have a vehicle in front of you. And we have an entire convoy. Those people over there are doing about 5 kilometers an hour because they can't see. brake check, last big hill. And then we're entering BC. As you can see, it hasn't improved. It's morning. And if you're one of those people who drives a little car, you know, the size of a Prius, and you're thinking you want to go to the next province for whatever reason at this time of year, just don't do it. Take the plane. I have seen so many little cars off in the woods, and chances are what happens is when a big truck goes by, it causes a big whiteout and they can't see and they panic, hit the brakes and slide on the ice and off into the Tules they go. But now the highway is shut down for hours. Now thousands of people's lives are affected. Not just people on the highway, people not getting their shipments because that person needed to go on a holiday. They wanted to go to the national park or go skiing or go see family. Take the plane. And you gotta realize a lot of these truckers are overworked. They've been working long hours. They've been away from home for a long time. They're tired, they're grumpy, and they're crazy. I've actually seen a guy high beam a trucker and they will just cross the line right at you and run you off the road. They're not playing around, some of these guys. I don't recommend ever treating people like that or driving like that, but let's be honest, it happens. Hopefully the weather improves soon. Welcome to Golden, BC. Doesn't look very golden to me. One of the other things you're going to notice in this area is, if you're not familiar with it, is you got snowmobilers. Some of the best snowmobiling anywhere around is here. And snowmobilers are running hill climbs, high horsepower machines, running adrenaline all day long. So they are, without a doubt, the fastest driving guys on the highway. So watch out for them. Just let them go by. What did I tell you? They're always in a big hurry. It's a Friday and everybody's going sledding.
From Golden to the Scales is a sheet of ice. Copper gold.
Look at that. Loads and loads of
Appreciate you
sleds.
saying that.
And the fun isn't over. They have one on each side. Look at that. Cab came right off. Oh, I forgot we get to do the tunnel. Tunnels always make me nervous because they're so low. If you've ever run a car hauler, this is your most horrifying trip, is through these tunnels. End up taking the roof off a new Dodge. But I haven't lost any logs yet, so I guess we're okay. What a stressful trip. My God. Looking forward to being home in my massage chair, let me tell you. And this is the tunnel where they had that big accident in my last video. So what do you guys think about being a trucker now? It's not just rolling down the highway, big fancy chrome unit showing off and look at me. Oh no. There's a lot of stress involved. These two guys just cuddling. gonna get better by now. Literally, I don't even know, like 3 straight, maybe 4 straight days of this. It just keeps getting worse. At least I'm in BC now. Probably another 2 hours before it gets better, and then I'll be in Sicamous area. Weather has improved. I see blue skies. Past Sicamous already. We're in the windy, twisty section. Views of the lake. Getting close, getting close. Another hour to an hour and a half. But no more weather. We made it. Oh, we are crossing the bridge from Kelowna to West Kelowna. And the home stretch. Yeehaw. Next stop is the mill. And then home. I guess we get to finish off in a mud hole. Oh boy. Oh, that's deep. I'm almost stuck coming in here already. I guess for my last tip is when you're in the mud, which I wasn't expecting to be today, do not stop. Do not let up on the throttle. When it's spinning, just keep going. And hopefully you can dig your way through. Alright. And that's it for today. I'm out.